Bring back the man in you, not because you need to, but because you will want to. Improve your weight room and bedroom performance with the all-new Vasoflux for Men natural dietary supplement. This unique blend of barks, roots, herbs, and vitamins is nature's way of keeping you in the game. And all for under $10. You can order yours today. Visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today.
I know you gon' remember me. I see things others don't tend to see. Like all of those suspect tendencies, multiple personalities trying to belittle me. I'm done identifying with all your identities. Of course, I can go back and forth with you, or let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. It's true, I know I'm probably gonna miss you for a minute. I admit it, I never forget you. Had nothing but problems ever since I've been with you. Never caught me cheating, never have I hit you. Then again, that's a whole nother issue. You ain't really with this, is you? Of course, I can go back and forth with you, or let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. It's true, I know I'm probably gonna miss you for a minute. I admit it, I never forget you. Had nothing but problems ever since I've been with you. Never caught me cheating, never have I hit you. Then again, that's a whole nother issue. You ain't really with this, is you?
Vaccine conversation is not that simple, cut and dry. Nothing. The thing about it is, once you take it, you're at of risk or vulnerability to any complications that may arise in the future associated with the vaccine. Every time you turn around on your regular mainstream television, you're hearing a commercial saying, if you ever, even Johnson, you talking about Johnson & Johnson, if you took baby powder and you got some kind of cancer for females in their private regions, there's a class action. If you took Zoloft, if you took this drug, if you took that drug, if you took Zantac. From my understanding, vaccines typically take years to develop, and here we got one that's being microwaved. I don't see, even if you are going to take it out of apprehension and nervousness, I don't see where you can cross over to the position of promotion. Even that's why what you say, what he said on the subject. He said, damn man, I pinned it. Why you don't just touch that instead of looking for it? County USC and Kaiser is full of COVID-19 patients. My homegirl work at Cedars in Beverly Hills. She said they not taking every patient. Overstood. But what do you believe is the cause of people still coming down with it? Are you suggesting that there are ways of contracting it that they are not sharing with us? Or are you realizing that those that are being extremely careless are finding out the error of their ways? I'm not quite sure. Which I really have realized to the utmost. I have been living in quarantine long before COVID. And I see as people are really having a problem with slowing down to the pace of life that I've been living all along. So it's kind of hard for me to kind of relate to the people who are having a hard time going by the guidelines. The only thing that is abnormal to me is the mask. And I'm not sure how effective these masks are. You know, you got to keep your 6 feet. I'm just been keeping niggas 7 feet away from me. No, that's just on some extras. But on my mama, I don't have an interest in dealing with anything other than the things that are going to benefit my tomorrow. And a lot of that is solo, bolo type of operation anyway. So if it ain't about going to go get some bread or, you know, take care of one of these seeds or do something that's going to satisfy one of my immediate situations, I'm not quite interested in everything else or really the things that involve other people. Y'all see that BOS, Black Orphan Supply. Shout out to the homie Nina Boy. I just got them in back to back because I was going to wear them. They was fly. They blessed me with some fly gear. I was going to wear them. So I'm like, you seen the other style, the royal blue, in the last episode. We just came with this one back to back. The homie blessed me with these. All I can suggest from this standpoint, I remember the majority of the time we discuss it, A lot of people always want to challenge the validity of the situation, like it's a hoax and it's this and it's that. The numbers are inflated. You see that come out a whole lot. I've always maintained this, and I'm so appreciative of the fact that these conversations have been documented by timestamp and date and video. But I've always maintained the fact that whether that's true or not, there is enough rhetoric going around saying that it is a certain level of dangerous that I cannot determine for myself on a scientific level whether it's true or not, that I'm going to have to defend myself or take precautions toward the edge of the extreme. I'm just going to have to, even if it's bullshit. And we all find out you never had to do this, you never had to do that. Well, guess what? I'm going to be typically over safe, because what fucking experiment are you running to determine scientifically we shouldn't have to do this, we shouldn't have to do that, or we should only do this? I see people throwing this vitamin D word around like vitamin D is the kryptonite to coronavirus. I'm just saying, what experiment have you ran? What hands-on proof can you provide of that versus some other information that you have taken in from another source? That's what people need to do. Human beings need to be personally a lot more responsible for the information that they transfer on as fact. You know, I think even in a pandemic or in a time of crisis, paranoia can be the worst enemy of a people that's trying to figure their way through it. Although there's a big difference on being on high alert and cautious and being paranoid. Oh, my mama, you can let everybody else's input cause paranoia to set in, and then you can't really compute the actual information, facts that you're gathering, and you can't really assess the situation and make a intelligent decision on how you want to react based on the paranoia and all the propaganda that everybody that's unnecessarily being added into the situation. Now, that's what you definitely want to avoid at all costs. Especially when your life is on the line. Because if there's an influx of numbers, you see how much it's been broadcast that this is a dangerous situation. So if the numbers are steadily going up in a spike, it has to be one of two things happening. There must be a very common way of contracting it that is not commonly known, that they're not sharing whether it's not known to them or they're just not letting it be known to us. That has to be the case. Or there has to be a very large amount of people who are going about their daily affairs in total disregard to all the alerts and all the warnings that we're receiving. And I'm more apt to believe that the latter is the case, because you see a lot of instances. I've seen a clip where it was some people like in some swingers. They had cracked up a swinger thing. It was a whole bunch of couples. They had tiles, sheets, beds, different rooms. It was reported they brought 200 people up out that thing. They had some masks on. But if y'all finna get all the way cracking, then the masks ain't finna do nothing. You finna be doing everything else. It's like, I can't believe it. Like, a person would even invite another person to a function these days. Like, if you invite me to a function, I feel like you disrespecting me. And you disrespected yourself. It's like my son. It's like you expect certain things from kids, but adults, I would imagine, would be far more responsible. My son, quarantine, you feel for him, and you try to work with him, and he like, hey, my friends want to meet up at the park and play basketball. And prior to quarantine, it ain't nothing to know for me. All right, let's go. So out of nowhere, he hit me with it. I'm like, man, more so than me telling him no, I show him something real recent that I've come across on the subject and let him see for himself. He like, one of them was my dentist sending me an email saying, please do not go gather for Thanksgiving, things of this nature, such and such, such. I had just got it maybe an hour ago, read it, like, damn. And then when he come ask me about the basketball, I'm like, look, check this out. He like, all right. But then you know how kids are. It hit you a week later, like, hey, my friends say, can we go? They want to go again. So now I'm like, they going to play. I'm like, dude, where's they parents don't mind them going? I'm like, am I the only parent concerned, my nigga? I'm like, you finna go play basketball, sweat, touch, and breathe, regardless. I'm like, why do they trust you? I say, you gotta be careful. What do these people know about you that they trust you so much that they really ready to comfortable to come be around you? And he thought about it. I hate crushing they shit, but it's like, fuck that. You ain't finna go out on no social situation and catch an L on my watch. If I had to disappoint you and crush your little serotonin or excitement button, that's what I'm gonna do then. That's as bad as that's the asshole father I'm gonna be, cause fuck that. Oh, my mama. That's not knocking nobody, but I'm just curious because I know. I hope and pray it wouldn't have went all the way through. I hope and pray that had we got to getting out the car, I don't know if these niggas ain't got to tell nobody they going to the park or somebody would have just dropped them off. But on my watch, I ain't taking my babies. Hell no, it's going to be a while. It's going to have to be a while because they got new strands coming out talking about it's more, it affects the kids, the youth can get them even more. I ain't putting my babies through that. I don't know.
Snake Wood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.